Leo, I'm trying to get your attention.
Why didn't you just say so?
I thought you'd get the hint.
What's the matter?
Dad thinks we should stay off the internet and social media.
Why?
He doesn't approve of all the influencers and the stuff they're teaching us. And he said I'd make better use of my time focusing on my Declaration of Independence project.
The Declaration was pretty important. It pretty much changed everything.
I know. I told Dad that I'd already studied all about Jefferson and how he was praised for how well he wrote, but Dad said since I was so interested in influencers, maybe I should research who may have influenced Jefferson's ideas.
Maybe. But how great could influencers be back then without technology?
Right?
So, you want to go find out?
You read my mind, little bro. So, I guess this must be the home of an old school influencer, huh?
Wait, what's that sound? Sounds like scratching? Let's investigate!
Hello? Sir?
Oh, hello there. My apologies, I didn't hear you come in. I've had so much on my mind since returning from Holland that I had to get my thoughts out on paper. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is John Locke, and to what do I owe the pleasure of your company?
I'm Layla, and this is my little brother Leo. We're from the future and came here to explore who may have influenced Thomas Jefferson in writing our country's Declaration of Independence. It's for my history project at school.
I don't believe I'm familiar with this Thomas Jefferson or his work. It is wonderful that you're studying history. I myself have always had a keen interest in philosophy, and I also studied medicine when I attended Oxford University.
So you're a doctor?
Yes, but I do not practice anymore. However, my knowledge of medicine kept my future employer and friend alive. The Lord of Shaftesbury, Anthony Ashley Cooper, had a rare condition, and with my knowledge of medicine, I invented a device that drained fluid from his swollen liver. The procedure relieved his pain and brought him back to his active political life.
That sounds pretty amazing.
That is pretty cool, but I don't think we're getting any closer to Jefferson, Layla.
So when did you start writing?
Well, my medical knowledge and my invention inspired Lord Ashley to employ me as his personal physician. Ashley was a powerful leader of the Whig political party, which fought to limit the power of the king so that the people could be free. We became much more than doctor and patient. We became trusted friends. Our friendship allowed me to learn and observe Ashley's revolutionary political philosophies, which largely became my own. That was when I began to write. I put our ideals into the written word.
So he was an influencer to you?
Oh, very much so. Ashley influenced me with his beliefs on civil liberties, tolerance of religion, and the rule of Parliament.
Could I get that in English, sir?
Pardon?
Oh, sorry. Kid English, I mean.
Well, in basic terms, a government that recognizes and protects personal freedom for its citizens, including their ability to practice their faith without threat. This happens through a limited monarchy, which is the king and queen, and a small elected government, which is Parliament.
That sounds a lot like how our government started. I guess it's gotten bigger since then, though.
Oh, tisk, that is not good for a free people. Early in my career, England was ruled by the monarchy of King Charles II. For centuries, most people in England believed in the concept of the divine right of kings, meaning that the king or queen receives their authority to rule from God himself and were not subject to the will of the people.
So they believed no one could challenge them because God made them the ruler? That sounds pretty convenient.
It certainly does. But I refuted this idea, saying that it's without reason or proof, scientifically or biblically. You and I, all humans, not just kings, are created equal in God's image and have minds that can reason. And as equal human beings, we all have these natural rights from God. And being from God, they cannot be taken away.
Rights that cannot be taken away. That sounds a lot like
unalienable rights! Thomas Jefferson wrote that phrase in our Declaration of Independence.
Really? Perhaps I did have an influence on this man. Unalienable rights is an excellent way to put it. Yes, it is man's nature to be free, and government should not limit liberty unless the liberty of others is harmed.
Ah, sweet liberty. We're from America, and in the future, it's actually known as the land of liberty.
And we have a constitution and a Bill of Rights that guarantees liberty for its citizens.
Ah, I see my writings and philosophies were quite well received in the Americas. I suppose your Jefferson fellow may have been a follower of them.
But he didn't write the Declaration till 1776, and wasn't even born till 1743.
That's the beauty of the pen, children. Written ideas can have an influence way beyond the life of the writer. We can win wars with our words.
I suppose.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love writing. But did you fight in any real battles for your ideas? Like with swords and muskets?
My, no, and thankfully so. But there were dangers at times. Ashley, who became leader of the Whig Party, took the battle to Parliament. I put our issues and grievances into compelling words. We fought the good fight together. We opposed the crown, the absolute monarchy, and supported a system where the government protects and ensures the natural rights of its citizens.
What was the danger?
Well, defending these ideas landed Ashley in prison, the Tower of London, in fact, and King Charles II dissolved the Parliament.
Whoa, scary.
Ashley was exonerated and released, but fled the country to Holland while Charles II was still in power. While he was exiled, I developed our thoughts for the second treatise of government, centered on our philosophy of the social contract.
The social contract? Is that like social media or something?
No. The social contract is simply that people enter into an agreement with their government to protect their unalienable rights to life, liberty, and property.
Wow, that's almost exactly what Thomas Jefferson wrote. He wrote that our unalienable rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, that has to be your influence on Jefferson.
The pursuit of happiness. So a citizen's right to pursue all forms of happiness, including property. Brilliant!
So when did you get back here to England?
I did not return until the Glorious Revolution had ended a couple years back.
You guys had a revolution too? All right, here comes the swords and battles.
No, dear Leo. Thankfully, the Glorious Revolution was actually a bloodless revolution. I believed in the right of a people to overthrow their government if they didn't serve the benefit and will of the people. This idea fueled a rebellion, which led people to reject the idea of the divine right of kings, and the new monarchy was given limited rule.
Your ideas must have encouraged the American Revolution too. The colonists were ruled and taxed unjustly by the future King of England, King George III, and they even had some of their freedoms taken away. Our nation fought England and won our independence.
Fascinating! It appears your colonists used the ideals from our own English Revolution against us. Oh, the irony!
You've had a lot of influence around the globe and through time.
Never underestimate the effect of written ideas that are righteous before God and man. The pen and the reasoned human mind are powerful weapons.
Well, I guess we better leave you to it. You have a lot more influencing to do, and I have some writing of my own to catch up on. Goodbye, Mr. Locke. Thank you for your time and influence.
Best wishes, children, and remember to always keep an eye out for opportunities to inspire others in your life and in your school.
Bye!
Take care. Hey, Leo, listen to this. Locke was an incredibly influential figure in the Enlightenment, a remarkable period that celebrated the power of reason and scientific inquiry. He's also considered the father of classical liberalism, which emphasizes individual liberty, equal protection under the law, and limited government.
Ooh, check this out! George Washington called John Locke the greatest man that ever lived. So, I guess Dad was right about old-timey influencers after all, huh?
Yeah, I guess parents may know a thing or two, and it's a good thing to be influenced by them.
Yeah, I'm glad he really locked that in for you.
How many times do I have to tell you? Enough with the puns!
If you like time traveling with Leo and Layla, watch more of their adventures at PragerUkids.com. And parents, don't forget to subscribe.